Last month, we brought you the story of Shuki Begum, a British mother of 5 who had escaped from ISIS after she travelled to Syria to persuade her jihadi husband to come home. Tonight, we can exclusively reveal that her husband is this man, Jamal Al Harith, a former British Guantanamo Bay detainee. The British government secured Al Harith's release from Guantanamo in 2004. Tonight, there are serious questions about how such a high-profile person was able to travel to Syria and then be joined by his family.
I think you'll find that no one who's returned in the announcement today will actually pose a threat to the security of the British people.
He returned to the UK, but then claimed he'd been tortured.
They come round and they're giving injections for whatever reason they give. And you ask, to explain, but they just say, no, you have to take an injection, that's it. I said, no, if I don't know what it is, I don't need it. I said, I'm healthy. And they said, no, you have to, we don't have no choice. And then they sent in their riot team. And then they just beat him up and then put me in chains. They gave me by force, then put me in isolation for a month.
10 years later, he's in another conflict zone. This time, it's Syria.
Jamal was never charged, even though he had been at Guantanamo. He doesn't have any record of being violent. He even worked as a carer. A lot of people in Manchester know him for the work he's done for them. They all know that he's a caring, good guy. They know his family.
For the person
and there was no reason that for any of us to think he was radicalised.
A convert to Islam, Al Harith's journey from Manchester to Guantanamo began in Pakistan. On the 2nd of October 2001, he travelled to the city of Quetta on what he claimed was a religious holiday. A few days later, the US invasion of neighbouring Afghanistan began. He tried to escape to Iran, but was arrested at the border and handed over to the Taliban. They locked him up and accused him of being a British spy. A few months later, Al Harith was found in a Taliban jail by US Special Forces. But he wasn't sent back to the UK. Instead, he was transferred to Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. A US Defense Department document leaked by WikiLeaks shows Al Harith was originally detained because he was expected to have knowledge of Taliban treatment of prisoners and interrogation tactics. It recommended he be considered for release. But 9 months later, new information led them to believe he was probably involved in a former terrorist attack against the US. He was reassessed as being affiliated with Al-Qaeda and considered a high threat to the US. Channel 4 News has learnt that Al Harith has been with ISIS for around a year, once again raising serious questions about the police's ability to stop the flood of recruits rushing to join ISIS, especially since he was well known to the security services. The news comes just 2 weeks before the scheduled release from Guantanamo of this man, Shakir Amir. He is the last Briton at the infamous prison camp, having been held for 14 years without trial. Will his release now be jeopardized because of the actions of Al Harith?